you live life and you're just like going through the motions of life. You're working, you're going to sports, and then all of a sudden life stops when something like this happens. And you just look at each other and you go, we could have lost it all. I was scheduled to have a C-section for my twins. I woke up at 4 in the morning with chest pain like I had never experienced before, but as a potentially new mom, you just think, oh, I'm going into labor. I thought I was having a panic attack, and at that point, I said, I need to get to the hospital because I knew that my one baby was breech, one of my twins. When we got to the hospital, they took me up to labor and delivery thinking she's having a baby, or having her babies. And the nurses on the labor and delivery unit took one look at me and said, she's gray. Something's really wrong. You need to send her back to the ER. So at that point, they realized, I guess they checked my blood and did another EKG and realized I was having a heart attack. We quickly went to the cardiac cath lab, and Dr. Martin came in and he assessed the situation, realized I had what's called SCADS, Spontaneous Coronary Artery Dissection, and it's a really rare heart attack that women can have surrounding pregnancy or in their 30s to 50s. I felt really comfortable, I felt really calm the whole time. I felt like I was being really well taken care of, and they got the babies out safely. One of our babies went to the NICU for a couple days, but he did really good. And then the other one, she did great too, and she was fine. It was very touch and go. Before bleeding was resolved, they weren't sure that I was gonna make it.
Everyone kept us informed of what was going on, what we could expect for, what the next step was, and why they were doing the procedures that they were doing. I have a large family. I'm one of 5, so my brother and sisters came. My parents came, her siblings, a bunch of our friends. There's probably 25 of us. They actually came and got us, put us in a room inside the CT ICU, and actually brought down food for people, very welcoming, and the doctors would be able to come in and update everyone at that point. So we're all in the same room, and we were really well taken care of.
The maternity unit and the CTICU, they really combined forces. They had my babies up on their unit, and it was basically like whenever I wanted to see them, they would bring them down. There wasn't anything that kept them back from making sure that my babies were with me as much as possible. They saw us not just as patients, they saw us as family. UPMC Pinnacle is a place where you can be certain that you're cared for. I didn't know how fortunate we are until this all happened, and how fortunate we are to have these doctors and the expertise right in our backyard. I mean, it's amazing. It's a miracle. It just feels like the right people were in the right places and just knew what they were doing, and their expertise just shined through, and they were able to, save my life.